Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna Crossland. For those of you who are new here, hi, welcome. This is my swatch, first impressions, initial impressions, I should say, of things that I picked up from the ColourPop Hello Kitty collection. So I will be live swatching, talking a little bit about how the formula is swatched, what I think about the colors, and textures and all of that goodness. This is really meant for those who like up close videos to see really what they're getting. I do believe that you can still pick up this palette. So look at the packaging, super cute, super happy that the outer packaging matches the inner packaging. It makes me sad when the outer packaging is cuter than the actual packaging because I don't want to keep a bunch of boxes laying around the house. There is no mirror in this palette, but it is still really cute. So here is the color story. I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw it, I feel like many of us kind of were like a little bit bummed out, thinking it was a really boring color story, but honestly, getting it in person, it's so much prettier. There's so much more depth, and those shimmers are just beautiful. And honestly, I'm really digging the kind of peachy tones with the lilac tones. I think it is a little bit more unique than when you look at it right off the bat. So the first color we're swatching is called Fuzzy Mittens, and the shade is like this golden peachy shade. So there's a lot of gold in it. This one was very buttery. It swatched very beautifully, no problems whatsoever. It's a very beautiful shimmer. I'm not sure if it's the most unique shimmer in the world. I'm sure I could find something somewhat similar in my collection, but honestly, I don't know if I could find something identical to this. It is just a very beautiful shimmer though. Based off of how all the shimmers seem to swatch in this, I feel like they're verging toppers, almost like a little bit more pigment than a topper, but they have a lot of sparkle, like a toppery shade, which if you don't know what a topper type formula is, it just has a lot of sparkly, I don't want to say glitter because it's not like glitter, but sometimes they need a little bit more help to really amplify the shade. So I feel like these might end up needing a little bit of help, but we'll see in the actual demo. Next shade is called Bur Baby, and this is just a pastel purple, and it is a very pretty shade. It is definitely more on the pinky side, like a lavender, but I do feel like this one was a little bit dry, and at first it swatched a little bit, it was a little bit harder to like swatch, but it built up fine, so I think we won't have problems with that one. The next one is called Ice Skates. Now I love this one. This matte honestly swatched perfect. It doesn't look like it right there, but it did. Like, it wasn't patchy. It did not feel as dry and chalky as the other one, and it just was super smooth and really pretty, and I really dig this peach color. It's beautiful. So definitely a few different types of textures this shade. I wasn't excited about the sequin formula, which if you're not familiar with the sequin formula, it's basically a matte with these tiny micro glitters. These legit have little tiny glitters that most people aren't even going to end up seeing. Sometimes they just fall off, so it's really weird, but this one's actually beautiful. It is this cranberry shade, and I was very happy with ColourPop. Normally their cranberry shades are very dry and gritty, and this one wasn't. It was very soft, very smooth, easy to build, but this is beautiful because the glitters in it are purple, and it is very unique and very pretty. I was impressed with this one. I wasn't excited about it based off of first glance, but after getting it in my hands and seeing it here and swatching it, I think it's a gorgeous shade, even though it is a sequin formula, which I don't love sequin formulas, but it is what it is. So next we're swatching Cuddle Weather. I don't know, you guys. This one surprised me that it didn't swatch as amazing as I had hoped it would, because there's the Lilac You a Lot palette from ColourPop, and they have a lot of these very duochrome, shifty, toppery, sparkly shades, and those ones are a lot more crumbly, I feel, but I feel like they swatch a lot smoother, and this one kind of swatched chunky. I don't know what that's about. It felt smooth, but it just kind of was like crumbly and chunky looking. So we'll have to test that on the eye. I really think that even though the shimmers are beautiful, I feel like we're going to end up having to use like a glitter glue or use the formula wet. We'll see when it comes down to my first impressions. Next, this shade kind of surprised me as well. It's called On Chill, and this one is like this nude. It's actually very pretty also. It's like this nude with kind of pink sparkle. I'm very surprised that I like the sequin shades. I wish I knew how to really make the glitters show up. I don't know. This one would be pretty like all over the lid on a day you don't really want to do anything because it is very pretty. But I don't know the best way to use sequin shades when you actually want the glitters to show up, because usually I just kind of use them as mattes. But this one, it swatched pretty good. It swatched smoothly, but I find when I swatch the sequins, the glitters kind of move to the sides, so it's a little bit harder to get it even. The last shimmer is called Winterful, and this one is a golden pink. This one is more pink than the first one. The first one's definitely more gold peach. This one has a lot more pink base to it. I struggled with this one again, which isn't normally like ColourPop shimmers. Not like it's bad, but it just had a lot of drag to it. I think that's what it is. The shimmers have more drag to it than normal. But again, we'll have to see. I feel like they're gonna work fine. I think this is just like a swatch issue thing. It's a very beautiful color though. I think all the shimmers in this are really pretty. I think that one is gorgeous. So I'll show it close up here in a second. Again, I'm just trying to build it up. It dragged a lot, so it was just kind of hard to get it even with the other swatches. But here it is. But I really think the key here is wet or glitter glue with these shimmers. Okay, next is called Snow Globe. This is just kind of a mauvey pink shade, but more pink. And this one, I know it doesn't look like it's swatching well, but it honestly turned out very smooth. It's almost like, maybe it's the fact that it's in a square pan. I felt like I almost had to rough up the shadows a little bit more than normal to kind of get a more flawless swatch, which is not quite normal with ColourPop, but look how beautiful it turned out. So it built up fine and it looks smooth as can be, but I don't know why I have to keep going back in. I do normally build up so that all the shadows are kind of the same length, but I don't usually have to build up too much of the actual initial swatch, if that makes sense. All right, last shade here is Igloo Blues. I really like this color story. Like, look at that. Like, the sequin shades, I feel like were almost the stars of the show, but as you can see, as I swatch it, do you see how all the colors kind of go off to the side? I don't know, it's really weird, but then once I go over it again, it's fine. But this one's beautiful. It's more pinky than the matte shade before and a little bit deeper. I think that has silver glitters in it. I didn't notice anything too crazy with the glitters, but here they are. I think that they look swatched nicely. I think it wasn't a horrible formula. Definitely gonna have to see how it works on the eyes. I think all of them will perform fine on the eyes unless we run into some weird blending problems. I'm not sure, but I actually really like this color story way more than I thought I would. Let me know what your favorite color is down below. Again, this is swatched on a bare arm, no primer at all. Next, we have the glitters. ColourPop has these products called Glitterly Obsessed, and they're basically glitter gels. I used to like the formula a lot more. They used to dry down completely, and now they kind of still stay tacky, which makes me really sad because even though they say not to use them on the eyes, that's generally where I put them because I guess, I don't know. I guess I'm just a rebel, but no glitter is technically eye safe. So, in case you weren't aware, these are really cute. These are minis. So, normally the jars you get are much larger. And I think this little set is cute. Last I checked, it was available at Ulta. I don't know if it still is available at Ulta, but they did launch this on ColourPop's website as well as Ulta. So I'm going to swatch these for you. This one I think is my favorite. It reminds me of Lemonhead. They have this color called Phantom and this color called Houdini, which are my favorite from Lemonhead. If you've never tried Lemonhead, they are more expensive, but their glitters actually do dry down and you get a bigger jar and they smell amazing. But this one definitely reminds me of like White Rabbit. Like this one might be a dupe for White Rabbit from Lemonhead now that I'm looking at it again. I do have White Rabbit, so I might have to do some comparisons, but it has the chunkier glitters like that and also flips to like kind of purple blue. I really like these ones because when you put it on your eye, you can see it and then it's like a disappearing act. When you turn your head, it disappears. So here's the next one. Is this the one with the stars? I can't even read what that says myself, so hopefully you can. I have really bad eyesight. All right, so this one, yes, this is the one with the stars. So this one's like super chunky and it has a little bit of a pink base. So the gel in it is more pink, which makes the glitter reflect a little bit more pink. And here we go. It's really pretty. At first I saw swatches when this first launched. I was like, all of them look pretty much the same. But now that I have them firsthand, they're not identical. These ones do look pretty similar, except there's stars in one and some pinkier glitters in it. It looks a little bit more confetti-like, and it's really pretty. So, unfortunately, they don't sell these as singles. It'd kind of be cool if they did, but they do not. Moving on to our third glitter. This one is the more orangey one. That one's called Cozy Glow. Okay, I could read that one and I remember because I was like, that's such a cute name. And this one is just more orangey. It did kind of bring back some memories of some other Glitterly Obsessed I have. Specifically the one they launched with their Honey collection. I cannot remember the name of it, but it kind of reminds me of that one a lot. Puffin. It reminds me a lot of Puffin because as you can see, it's got that yellow to orange shift. And that's exactly what Puffin was like. I don't know if they still sell Puffin on their website, but that's exactly what it reminds me of. I don't know if it's like the same size glitters. Puffin might have been all really small glitters, but definitely giving me Puffin vibes. Here is our last glitter. This one is more pink and it honestly looks like the first one and the second one had a baby minus the stars. So almost like the second one minus all the chunky glitters in the star formula. And normally they're Glitterly Obsessed, like the big ones have these clear plastic extra covers underneath the lid, but these do not. This one also felt a lot more grittier. I usually don't like the really finely milled glitters from ColourPop because they always feel like sand to me and it's just not good. That's where the Lemonhead ones, I feel like, yes, they're way more expensive, but if it's a color you know you're going to wear a lot, they outshine the ColourPop ones, and they existed before ColourPop. There actually was like this whole drama about it where Lemonhead was extremely mad because they're an indie makeup brand and they're honestly like the first people on the market who came out with something like this. But I can for sure say are better than ColourPop, but I mean these are good if you're just looking for something fun and not too serious. It's just a glitter gel. Next, I also picked up the Fourth Ray Beauty. This is the lip care kit, and this has basically a lip balm and also a sugar lip scrub, but I'll go more into that when I do my first impressions because there's not much to swatch there. I did pick up one blush, and this is our last product. I think the packaging on the blush is extremely cute, and I love it. I think it's adorable. I got bundled up. There was also a pinky blush. I don't remember the name of it, but I did not pick that one up, which I think that the pink blush was also still available on Ulta's website last time I looked. So this one's like a peachy corally color, like a very light peach, and it does have a mirror, which makes me happy. I'm like, why does the blush have a mirror but the palette doesn't? I think that's kind of odd. But it does have the imprint of Hello Kitty. As you can see, when I flip that, you can see the micro glitters, which are gold, which I think are really pretty, but I know some people are not into that whatsoever. So, you've been warned, but this one's not available anywhere I've seen. I don't know if it'll randomly come back, but you know. So at first I was scared to swatch it normal because I was like, I don't want to lose the imprint right away. It's just so cute. But so see here, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be very careful with it and avoid it at all costs. It's honestly swatched not good. So you see that, like, so I was like, this is the worst blush I've ever swatched, ever. And then I was like, where did that fuzz come from? That was really weird. It might have came from my setup that from taking photos. I don't know. But yeah, it was a little bit buildable. I'm just really hoping that on the cheeks it's fine. I usually like more sheer formulas of blush anyways, but this one was like not swatching. It was just not swatching at all. And I was like, this looks just like, I don't even know, but it does give it kind of like this light. And then I was like, let's just go all in. It just was not, I don't know. Hopefully on the cheeks it'll perform better. This will have to be one we can really test out in the demo because in my demos I use everything. I was like, let's zoom in. Can you see any color? You can, but barely. It definitely has a more blurred effect and you can see those little micro glitters, but definitely gonna have to test it out more. See, I'm like, maybe something was wrong with the way I swatched it. No, it's just not showing up. Ugh, but the packaging's super cute and I'm excited to still use it. Swatches don't tell everything, mainly just the colors and what the textures are like that you're kind of working with. But that's everything I picked up and that's all we're swatching today. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if this video was helpful to you at all. If you enjoy these videos, here I am just mixing all those glitters together and that's what it would look like. And you guys have a great night and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.